Hello everybody and welcome back to more of the Inquisitor series, where we last left off getting a holo call from my two apprentices. If you remember, at the end of chapter 1 I got kind of like a group of apprentices that were going to be Zash's apprentices, or apprentice-I, or whatever terminology is correct there. But they quickly saw that I was more powerful than her, and they joined me. And they've done some things here and there. They saved me from almost dying when facing Darth Thanaton. They've just been overall very good apprentices to have, and just good to have around. And I got this distress call from them saying like, hey, we're being chased down by Thanaton, and we're on Quesh. So I have to run to Quesh, which is where I'm at now, and take them out, or take out whoever's, better put, take out whoever's attacking them, I think. And hopefully be able to save them. That's the goal, and that's why we're here. But with that being said, I think it's worth mentioning some other things that need to be mentioned. The first of which is the fact that Rise of the Hutt Cartel had its release date announced since the previous episode. It is coming out in a couple weeks here, actually. The official start date for all the people who pre-ordered the game, because if you pre-ordered, you got 5 days extra game time, basically. You get to get in before everybody else, which is just their way of gating the amount of people that are playing at any given time. It's actually kind of ingenious if you think about it, so, you know, it's nice. So if you manage to pre-order it, you also get some, like, pets and stuff if you pre-order. But if you manage to pre-order by a certain amount of time, you get the 5 days access, which starts on the 9th, which is Tuesday the 9th of April. And then the game itself is out for everybody else on the 14th, which is Sunday. So it is going to be quite nice. I'm really excited about that. The second thing is that since Quesh is so short, I'm going to just keep the gear on that I had planned to wear for Hoth. It just makes it a little easier. And I have a different color crystal, which is the lime green color crystal. Just in case, because many of you will probably end up asking which one it is. I like it.
Are you the Sith who killed my apprentices?
My lord, I assure you it was nothing personal. I just prefer to stay off Thanaton's hit list. Or do you really think I have nothing better to do than chase a pair of low apprentices across the blasted galaxy? Now, as often happens when two Sith first meet, one of us isn't leaving this room alive. So I propose a toast. To the honorably defeated.
I will gladly drink to your death, Lord... I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Lord Cineratus, my father's choice. Call me Jevon. I can't say it will be a pleasure to die, but I'll try not to make a fool of myself.
Wow, it's a shame that they had to die, because that means I have to kill this fool, which actually, he seems quite honorable, even though he, killed my apprentices. He's just trying to avoid Darth Thanaton, which I can understand, being a Sith. However, I'm gonna have to kill him. But it sucks having my apprentices dead. They were so good to me. This is one of those, like, situations where I'm like, man, I really wish that they could have kept those characters alive, because how cool would it be to have, like, 6 or 7 apprentices following me around? Like, that would be really sweet. It's cool to have Ashara, or Ashra, or whatever you want to call her, as one of my kind of apprentices. She's more like a just Jedi following me around than she is technically apprentice, but I am teaching her the Sith ways, and likewise she's teaching me a little bit about the Jedi. And you have to keep in mind, my character, her sister is a Jedi, so she doesn't know her sister either. She doesn't even know she has a twin sister, but she pretty much knows nothing about the Jedi other than that she hates them, so it's eye-opening with her.
Your old apprentices are dead, but they managed to steal the key to Thanaton's meditation.
And so goes the last of my legacy, your self-accepted. But this key, perhaps their death was not such a waste. Thanaton's private meditation chamber would be the perfect place for an ambush.
We done playing with ghosts yet? Where I come from, man takes your dignity, you break his teeth.
We shouldn't rush to seek revenge.
We can't afford haste. I'd advise against facing Thanaton until you've gained more power.
He killed my apprentices. Your apprentices, whatever. I will crush him.
You know, it's just hearsay, but there have been strange rumors coming off Hoth lately. Ships crashing mysteriously, and crews hearing voices. Some pretty level-headed people I know are spooked.
Ashara and I will look into these Hoth rumors. In the meantime, you should consider replacing your apprentices. You will appear weak if you don't try to restore what Thanaton destroyed. I've heard a new group of acolytes have arrived on Korriban. Slaves. The kind that Thanaton always passes on. Our old friend Harkon is training them.
You should have let me kill that imbecile when we had the chance.
He can be difficult to suffer at times, but he may yet prove useful to you. An apprentice from Korriban is a special honor. It says you have status, and you will have your pick of the group. Go to Korriban while we study these Hoth rumors your pirate friend produced.
Not gonna lie, I'm really excited to get more apprentices. So going to Korriban to be able to get that. You know, I gotta mention, she said that these apprentices coming in are slaves, or former slaves, or whatever you want to call them, which is really cool because my character has kind of a heart for that. She wants to pull more people who used to be slaves out of that, because she was put into slavery not by her own choice, you know, and as most slaves are, and she was able to rise out of that. So I think she has a soft spot in her heart for people who are potential acolytes for her, or I guess apprentices that may be slaves. You know, rising them out as well is just something that she wants to do, because she knows what kind of power and desire that can cause in somebody.
You are the slime, the filth, the wretches of society. You are what Sith Lords scrape off their boots. I don't know why the Sith Empire even bothers with you, miserable curs. They'd be wiser to give you shovels and have you dig your own graves.
Excuse me, please.
Apologies, my lord, I didn't notice you there. I was just preparing these new slaves for their imminent death. Are you here for an apprentice, or were you just feeling nostalgic?
I'm certainly not here to see you.
Still as prickly and arrogant as ever, eh, slave? I mean, my lord. Thanaton had the sense to pass up this cancerous lot, so they're yours if you want them. This worm is Sephiroth. They found him in a Hutt's palace, crushing prisoners' heads for the Hutt's entertainment.
Steve Pamuhu Moaga.
Shut up, slave. You don't talk directly to a Lord of the Sith unless she asks it. This beady-eyed monstrosity is Argog. Don't know where on a cat hound's backside he's supposed to come from. Sorry, what was that? Can't understand a word it says. This gangly creature is Jackson. He's no Sith, but is at least human. No offense. And this bone-faced one, well, I can't pronounce whatever gibberish he says he's called. We call him Zalek.
Master.
Don't let him fool you. Too wild for his own good. There were 2 others, but we made the mistake of leaving them alone with Zalek.
I look forward to seeing the results of your trials. I trust you'll be a fair judge.
No one's ever had trouble from me they didn't deserve, my lord. You may check back as you please. I don't expect it to take too long to chew through this bunch. What are you staring at, wretches? You know your trial. Now go!
Man, talking with him brings back some really terrible memories. If I get the chance, I am going to kill him. That's just a thing that I'm gonna do. But seeing my apprentices lined up there, or potential apprentices, hopefully the strongest will survive, and I will get the best of the litter there.
I trust our friend Harkon is doing well. If your business is finished on Korriban, it's time we looked for another spirit to bind.
I hope you've turned up more than rumors.
One man's rumors are another man's force-fortifying ghosts.
We think what Andronicus has heard is true. A Republic transport crashed over Hoth about a year ago. It was carrying artifacts from a Sith tomb that the Jedi had confiscated.
What did the Jedi want with Sith artifacts?
What does it matter? They never reached their destination. The Jedi never recovered the transport. I don't like the idea of binding the dead like this, but if you have to, I'd start looking for that transport.
Shouldn't be too hard to find, and I'm sure we're going to have fun on Hoth, because Hoth is actually one of my more favorite planets in the entire game, actually. I was probably just really excited to see it the first time. Hopefully, you know, was looking out for a Tauntaun mount. However, with the whole thing, you know, set aside there, I think the nostalgia isn't the only thing that makes this planet very good for me. I think I just like the flow of it. But we'll be starting that and finishing it quite quickly. It's not necessarily a long planet either, which is kind of disappointing.
I hope you found some more information on this ghost business, Andronicus.
Look, I've been doing some digging around, and by all accounts, this stuff is more messed up than Tatooine. Pirates run this place, though the Empire and the Republic have dared to move in of late. Still, ships don't land here. The cold is part of it, but there are other rumors. The kind you'd ignore if you had sense.
There's nothing sensible about looking for a ghost in a frozen wasteland.
Yeah, I guess if I wanted sense, I should have stuck with killing and stealing. There was a light freighter out of Yavin 4, Star Runner, disappeared over this place. Reported some strange happenings before it did. It was a smuggler vessel, loaded full of ancient junk from Yavin's tombs. If I wanted to catch a ghost, I'd start asking after that ship.
This looks like an excellent opportunity to continue your training, Ashara.
I'm ready, Master.
Hollow Chatter says the Empire's operating on this ice block, so you might try using your new Lord of the Sith authority. Careful, though. Place is crawling with pirates, and they aren't all as nice as me.
And just to mention, before I get more complaints about the fact that my character looks like a Jedi, I did air quotes there, but you couldn't obviously see that. There's a reason I wear the stuff that I do, and you guys just haven't figured it out yet, which is kind of disappointing, because I thought it was kind of obvious, but I don't know, maybe I'll explain it in the next couple episodes of why my character wears Jedi-like gear every now and then.
I'm looking for a ship called the Star Runner.
My lord, truly an honor and a surprise. I'm afraid no ships have landed on Hoth in ages, unless it's a crash. Actually, the name Star Runner sounds familiar. If I may ask, what do you need the ship for? You're here on Darth Thanaton's behalf, naturally.
The Star Runner was, shipping artifacts that belonged to him.
Strange. The vessel, I recall, was a Republic ship. Star Runner. Blast. Your ship crashed years ago. It's buried under a few tons of snow by now. Your best bet? No. Give me a few months to get a recovery team on it.
I'm afraid you may be dead in a few months. Is there a faster solution?
Well, I mean, there's an Imperial Reclamation Service team you could take command of, if you wanted. It's just, the lieutenant in charge is a little odd. Too much time digging in tombs, you understand.
One moment you're seeking artifacts of unspeakable power, and the next you're flying halfway across the galaxy hunting ghosts.
Well then, maybe you and Lieutenant Talos Drellick will get along after all. I'm afraid I can't call Lieutenant Drellick. The weather on Hoth is bad for communications. The team's way out in the waste searching for some mythical Sith temple on Hoth of all places. Good luck, my lord.
And we'll blast through the rest of Hoth in the next episode.